Well, you
Hello,
better go
YouTube.
catch that guy. Go.
There we go. Hello, YouTube. This is Fat Guy Hero, aka Miracle Neos. Coming with you with my first installment of my new feature card of the week. Now, this week is going to be a special week since it's the first time I'm doing it. I'm actually going to review two cards that I think is a really interesting tech. Like in a couple of upcoming decks. And one card has already been used, is already being used. Is in a popular meta deck known as Bubble Beat. I hate Bubble Beat because that's one of the reasons why E-Call got semied, but it doesn't really matter. I'm glad that none of the fusion cards got hit, so I'm happy. At least the ones that I use. I'm glad future fusions got Chaos Dragons needed to die. Or should die. Anyways, so we'll start with a card that's known to some Bubble Beat users, and that is this guy, Tusake Knight. He's a level 4 light warrior type monster with an effect that states, "Hey, if this guy's in your graveyard, when your opponent, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, if you control no cards in your hand, you can special summon it from the graveyard." I believe in it. Oh, you can special summon it anyway. Okay, yeah. You can special summon him from the graveyard, or if your opponent declares an attack, and instantly end the battle phase. Each player can only activate his effect once per duel. Now, this guy is pretty much a graveyard version of Battle Fader, and the real reason why he's pretty good is that it's pretty much. Honestly, I consider it pretty much a +1 because one, you're summoning a monster from the graveyard, and two, you're ending the battle phase, which means you protect your monsters or whatever monsters are still on the field for the turn. And the best part is he's a level 4, and you know what level 4 is good for? Besides, of course, fusions and being beat sticks, they're good for XYZ. And there's quite a few good rank 4s out there, and especially with Bubble Beat, all you have to do is have no hand. You basically just summon this when your opponent attacks you, and the battle phase, they end their turn. You start, you draw, then you activate the E-Call that's you set out of Stratos, set the new card, or summon Stratos, get Bubble Man, special summon Bubble Man, and then overlay for triple XYZ material rank 4, like Shark Drake, Shock Ruler, Shock Master, Thunder Spark Dragon, Vylon de Sigma, you name it, pretty much those guys, and they have pretty good effects, all of them. So pretty much, this guy this guy should be considered a little bit more, and you can also tech him in any deck that basically can use their resources up quickly, or decks that rely on no hand. Like I know that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm so tired today. I haven't had sleep for a while. Like you can tech him in Infernities. You know he's a warrior. It doesn't really matter because no one can run Solidarity in Infernities. It looks like a beatdown Infernity deck, which is kind of stupid. But to have a beatdown Infernity deck that just wants to keep pumping them up with Solidarity, it doesn't matter. This guy will definitely be bonuses for Infernities, as well as I think one deck that could be considered is like certain elemental hero decks, like I mentioned here, Bubble Beat, and also I believe that he's pretty good when it comes to decks that use their resources a lot. By trying to go all out, and then you have him as a backup plan. So he's pretty useful. And then the second card I'm going over, that's also this week, is actually a card that I think some people underestimate, and I think he's gonna do really well with the new upcoming archetype, and that is this guy, Flow. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, he's a level 2. Of course, you can see it right now. He's a level 2 win. Spellcaster effect. His effect is you can reveal one monster card in your hand to make this card level. Well, equal to the level of that card or until the end phase. He is pretty much XYZ material. So, and one of the best archetypes I consider using him in that could pretty much spam a shit ton of monsters out is Prophecies. And you know why he's pretty good? Because let's say this: if you're trying to, if you're trying, say if you're trying to push for a game or trying to get rid of spells and trap cards your opponent controls, you know that like one XYZ. He for Prophecies, the one that's rank 7, trying to pop 2800 attack, has the ability for every spellbook in their graveyard or every spell or certain amounts. I don't know the full effect, but anyways, you try to go for him, and then it's like you're like, oh no, I already used Temperance as effect. I can't special summon. I'm in a level 5 or higher. Well, no one said you can normal summon. But even then, you're normal summoning a level 2. You normal summon him, and then you just happen to have that little high priestess monster in your hand. And you reveal that his level becomes 7. Overlay. Hey, and since it's not a level, since XYZs are not levels, they're ranks. And ta-da! You get a boss monster out, destroy their spells and trap cards by detaching material, and then just say F them. He's also pretty useful in certain XYZ builds that focuses on level manipulation, like the Gargoyles. I think he's really useful in there, and not to mention, I might have a weird like Hero XYZ deck in my mind. I might build it. Depends on if the resources, if I have enough resources for it, which I think I should. But plus, I think it will do well. I think this card will do well in the Hero XYZ that I'm thinking of, all because he's a win attribute, and that's really hard to find in an elemental hero deck because you really only have Stratos and Avion as your proper wins, and pretty much Stratos is down to 1, and who would use Avion in a hero deck that much unless you're going for straight up classics or a mixture or an Electrum OTK, or evil heroes. But anyways, I think this card might be a little bit more useful. Well, and especially with the new spellcaster support, Spellbook of Life, I think he will be much more useful for creating a lot of XYZ plays. And not to mention, you can also use Limit Reverse with him because he's only 800 attack. But yeah, that's really my cards of the week, which is Sake Knight and Fluff. Oh, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I forgot some stuff that you guys use with these cards. I mean, sure, out of a scale of 1 to 10, I think Sake Knight's like Sake Knight's an 8 for me, because yeah, sure, the downside is you have to have no cards in your hand, but he's pretty much a negate attack. Just not a counter trap. Have a monster effect, so he's pretty good. And then him, I would give him a 6, because the fact is he is a low level, he has low attack, but those are benefits anyways, because the main fact is easily summonable through Limited Reverse or any type of revival staple card and Spellbook of Life. He's also a spellcaster, so he can use spellcaster support. Not to mention, he has level manipulation, which means easy XYZ, and also he gets around of he also gets around. He can use this card to get around of certain restrictions when you use Temperance's effect, like the stating that you cannot special summon any level 5 or higher monsters have to use this effect for the rest of the turn. He gets around it and creates your XYZ engine, or creates your XYZ network. Anyways, those are my 2 cards. Sorry, this video is taking too long. Bear with me, it's my first time doing this. But anyways, rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think. Hopefully I can get more subscribers. Thanks, YouTube. Oh, and one last thing before I cut the video off. I finally placed my order for Return of the Duelists. I'm getting a few boxes, so hopefully I'm getting them next week, maybe the day of when the set's released, or maybe maybe 1 or 2 days afterwards. But I'm getting them, and I'm gonna do box openings, and I'll also state which cards are for sale or for trade, and which cards I'm keeping. Anyways, thanks YouTube.